Welcome, welcome. Ah, adventurer, back from medical leave, I see. Ah, yes, what's up? I had a great week, but I'm out of money, so I'll be back to work soon. Oh, you look a bit out of shape. Yeah, the delivery system from the tavern was so convenient, so I just end up ordering every meal to my doorstep instead of going out for a hunt. The delivered food also has a much larger portion than what I usually get from hunting. Will that affect your line of work? Maybe. I don't know if I can fight like this. May need to hit the gym soon. We don't have a gym in a middle-aged European township like here, sir. What about PT? I guess if you want to call the Lannister or the Colosseum a trainer, how much does it charge? A slave fighter contract. That lasts 10 years. Alright, look like I'm staying fat for now, fam. Or, you know, you can just do regular exercise without a trainer. Too much work. I have to research my set and diet and everything. I don't like to think that much. I wonder how other people or races here stay in shape. Especially the elf. They are always so thin and calm. Wonder what's the secret? It seems like the calories watcher type. I think that's just their innate natural gene to not get fat. No. I think they have some sort of secret weight loss technique somewhere. Or a trainer. I refuse to believe people could keep their weight by not putting in the effort. Well, they are pretty elusive and are in the middle of a gang war, so we won't be able to meet one to gather any lifting tips or dietary anytime soon. We do know a bit about a few different elf species, all with different characteristics and appearances, and their lifestyles though. Okay then, maybe you can tell me about what you already knew, and I will deduce the secret from the info presented. You rather do detective work than research exercise set on your own? Yes. Okay, that sounds like fun actually. Here, let me craft it out. Alrighty. So the general gist about the elf is that they are elusive, hidden humanoid creatures with great mystical powers. Due to being so evasive, their existence is dubious and the morals are also questionable. They are also said to be beautiful and thin as you can imagine. And their skins are as fair as mine and yours since the artist is too lazy to bother coloring. The type species and possibly the oldest of the elves are the Anglo-Saxon folk elf. The meaning of the word elf is rather heavily debated though, but one of the translations mean white being, like albino. Elf up albino, as they are a being of light and are invisible to the naked eyes, so they can be seen under closed eyes. You can see with closed eyes. Oh right, damn it. The Anglo-Saxon elf are often attributed to causing people illness and disease, and sometimes sexual assault. Oh wow, they would seduce and rape people out of nowhere, then replace the child with changelings. What are changelings? They are babies that look like humans but will never grow up. A lot of creatures like to substitute humans' children with changelings. Where do they get the supply of changelings? I don't know, but they do it to prank people since humans will waste their time and effort in raising the child only for it to not grow up. That's kinda evil. And the whole causing people illness and sexual assault mentioned before doesn't make them evil enough for you? How do they inflict the illness though? Oh, they have this ability called Elf Shot. It's either an arrowhead or a curse that the elf will sling onto anyone to get that person bedridden. Either what it is, victim noted that they would get a sharp pain about getting hit by it. So both a magical and a physical attack. Got it. Due to the association with illness, most scholars would imagine the Anglo-Saxon elf to be small, invisible, demonic being. But contemporary scholars from 1 century later would revise this theory and propose that they would look more like normal-sized human. At some point, they got mixed up with other creatures like the nymph and fairy, which have more tendency to contextual assault people, which is where this aspect came from. As Christianity rose throughout history, there's a need to integrate folklore into the religious lore. The elf then entered Christianity as some form of demons due to the illness bringer thing. But perception changes, and by the late 13th century, South English legendaries and some Icelandic folktales explain that elves as angels that side with neither Lucifer nor with God and were banished by God to earth rather than to hell. One famous Icelandic folktale explains elves as the lost children of Eve. Who are their father? Why do you have more interest in parenting stuff instead of more pressing evil demonic issues? So demons, huh? Yes, demon at first, but they are more akin to the nymph by the later period. On another note, elves in Middle High Germany are most often associated with deceiving or bewildering people in a phase that occurs so often that it will appear proverbial. Die Elben tricked mich! Die Elben tricked mich! Die Elben tricked me! Oh, I don't like to be tricked, so if you could tell me where they are, it'll be helpful. Oh, you don't want to be tricked by the elf for sure. They live in the forest, hill and mounds of the stone, and spend all day dancing on their free time. If you get tricked into watching them dance, minutes will become hours, hours become days, until you realize years have passed. Yikes, I don't want to wake up being old. Although I will probably lose tons of weight after years of not eating, you would be dead. Oh right. So don't try them. I keep that in mind. Then we have the equally popular light and dark elf from Norse mythology. Oh, I love Norse mythology. Yeah, I like that time when Loki tried to have a date with a horse and we don't talk about that. So much like being associated with demons and angels, the light and dark elf are two complete polar opposites. So they are bipolar? No, but one of them are solar. The light elf or the Yosafar are described as fairer than the sun to look at. I may need eye shades for that. You may need a whole body shades because they have really close tie with the sun as they live high above Alfheim, and the Alfredo is a sun-pulling chariot that means elf disc. Wow, that made million attending saloon. In contrast, the dark elf or the Dokafar may not even be elf. That's like a whole different kind of contrast at that point, yo. Well, the names still mean elf, and they are likely to just be like the Yosafar, but the only description we could find of them is blacker than pitch. The myth is incomplete in many ways. I see. Yeah, they are described as subterranean dweller of Alfheim, so they seem to be good at doing the groundwork. Oh, and the Norse dwarves live in Svartalfheim. Native name is Svartalfar, which means swarthy elf. The elf and dwarf are more common than you would think. Oh, so that must be the earlier version of the conflict between the elf versus dwarf. That's right. This relationship gets further strained when Christianity entered the frame. The light and dark elf are thought of as good versus evil angels, like Lucifer versus Michael. Why are you saying Lucifer first as good angels instead of Michael? Lucifer didn't banish himself. What? Anyway, let's move on to something more modern. The Andersen Elf. Oh, I know Andersen fairy tale. Mom always read it to me until I turned 11. Yeah, it's a famous author Hans Christian Andersen. Did you just say you still get fairy tale read to you until you're 11? So Andersen, huh? He got a whole elf species to his name now? Yeah, he's more of a small elf conspiracy theorist himself, but in the story The Elfin Hill by Andersen, the elves are described as beautiful females living in the hills and boulders and are capable of dancing a man to his death. Yikes! They also have hollow back like the Huldra. Oh, Huldra, huh? Are they a type of elf? Oh, they most probably are, but on the other hand, maybe not so much. What do you mean? The Scandinavian Huldra, or Huldra, or Huldurfolk, are another elusive type creature. The term Huldra means covered or secret. Huldra is only used for female, while a male Huldra is called a Huldra cow. Though described as beautiful, the Huldra is noted for having distinctive inhuman features like an animal tail with the back resembling a hollowed-out tree. The Huldras were employed to be some kind of charcoal burner to help the human keep watch of the charcoal cleanse while the human sleep. In exchange, the human left provision for her in special places, and the Huldra will return with kindness in favor. Aw, they sound nice. No, not nice. If you flip on them, the consequence is gonna be very unimaginable. A natural Huldra in the wild is like a nymph. They attract male human to come in and be their mate, and their family won't ever see him calling back again. That's why I prefer to classify them under the succubus order. Maybe we could put the elf as a whole under the succubus order entirely? No, that's not how this monster's taxonomy works. There's rule and reasoning to this shit. It took years to compile and deduct which monster belonged to which order and family, and new info still leads to changes every day. You need to watch at least 2 other videos on this channel to suggest any new changes to the system. That's a low bar actually. Can't help it, we haven't even made 5 videos at this point. But then why are you still consider telling me about the Scandinavian Huldra in the elf video? Oh, because the distant cousin, the Icelandic Huldurfolk, is actually an elf type. Ooh, evolutionary diversion, let's hear it. Ah yeah, the Icelandic Huldurfolk fits in grey clothes and black hair. Look just like a regular human, except the filtrum below the nose is concave rather than convex. They live in some sort of parallel worlds from ours. From ours meaning Earth obviously, just checking. And they can traverse between both worlds so that it would seem like they were invisible and appear out of thin air. That's quite a convoluted way to explain invisibility. Well, you can also imagine D4C from JoJo Bizarre Adventures. Again, not less convoluted, but I do like Funny Valentine. Do-chan, I wish to become a president right now. Oh yeah, some Icelandic folktale caution against throwing stones, and this may hit the hidden people. Don't worry, not a flick of my nails will be touching them from where I stand. The original name of the Icelandic Huldurfolk is actually Alpha, which means elf, but somehow the term got a more pejorative connotation later on, so Huldurfolk is used to euphemize it, make them sound more friendly. But plot twist? Ooh, plot twist. The 2 terms could refer to 2 complete different races. A survey in 2006 was set to determine if people distinguished the 2 terms to refer to 2 separate classes of entities. 54% said they don't, 20% said they do, and 26% said they're not sure. 20% is kinda a good number considering people actually answering a mythology survey. That's right, although this fascination with the myth probably stemmed from the Huldurfolk being icons of rebellions. You see, during Christianizations of Iceland in the early 12th century, they banned dancing. Yes, that's true. So the Huldurfolk rebels against this and take side with the common people to take revenge against the authority that banned the dance. Love to see evil being punished accordingly. Following the Christianizations, there are 4 holidays that have special connection to the Huldurfolk: New Year's Eve, 13th Night, Midsummer Night, and Christmas Night. The bonfire are a common part of holiday festivities, and there are many Icelandic folktales about elves and hidden people invading farmhouse during Christmas and holding wild parties. Oh man, it's been a minute since I have a wild party on my own. It is customary in Iceland to clean the house before Christmas and to leave food for the Huldurfolk on the holy night. On New Year's Eve, it is believed that they migrate to a new location, and Icelanders leave candles to help them find their way. On Midsummer Night, folklore states that if you sit at a crossroad, elves will attempt to seduce you with food and gifts. There are grave consequences for being seduced by the offers, but great rewards for resisting. I wonder if the reward is more food and gifts. Oh, like the lumberjack and the lady of the lake fairy tale? Yeah, this seems like a lovely bunch. They'll probably be generous and fair like that. Oh, they are anything but generous and fair. The Huldurfolk is actually told as a warning fable for children to not stray away to dangerous places and for adults to be aware of the power of nature. The Huldurfolk is many times responsible for natural disasters like earthquakes, avalanches, and volcanoes. They are not just supernatural, they are ultra-natural. My trust toward them is completely shattered. Mythologically accurate elves are creatures of ambiguous moralities, as I said. Although there's one type of elves that's actually more good than troubles. Do tell. Deep in the forests and mountains of Indonesia, there's an orang bunuan people. Orang bunuan translates to hidden people or whistling people. They are also invisible to the naked eyes and dressed in ancient Southeast Asian style with close to human appearance. Some mythological accounts describe the lack of filter. Now, how do people keep describing things that are invisible? Ever see Tom and Jerry? Oh, right. Orang bunuan are generally regarded as benevolent beings. They befriend and assist humans, particularly musicians, the duku and bomo, and shaman or the pawang. They are said to be able to intermarry with humans and bear invisible children, so humans must have inferior gene than the orang bunuan. But if human and orang bunuan can have children, does it mean that taxonomically they are of the same species? Hey, you ever heard of the vibe check elf? Oh, you can vibe check them elf? For real? That's crazy. Yo, how did that work? The Engkantos of the Philippines are kind of an elf species with the appearance very similar to human. They look various, but they are sometimes described to be beautiful, having blue eyes, fair complexion, and golden hair. Like an European, yes, except not quite. Yeah, they will often have some quite off-putting features like high bridges noses and the lack of filtrum. Many almost feel like the uncanny valley of AI-generated images, so we got to fight check them. That's right. There are also variants where the female have red complexion while the male have a fair complexion. Women from Mars and male from Venus for them. Their estate seems to be imbued with illusion magic, as normally it would appear as natural features, for example large rocks or trees or shadow in human form. But after you befriend them, a whole palace would appear in front of your eyes. They seem powerful and dangerous. Do they have any other power? Yes, they also have luck manipulation, which can bring you either extreme malignant effects or an overwhelming influence of opportunities. Possession, which means they can possess you and cause depression, madness, or disappearance for days, also known as just regular depression. Disease bringer, which they are said to be capable of causing fever and skin disease. Fortune boost, which can help you generate Mr. Beast money if they like you. Oh, I like that one. And heal, which is why the shaman invokes the Engkanto when he needs to do a ritual heal or want to learn more powerful healing magic. How do I deal with them if I encounter one? You can bring this Anting amulet with you. It has the power to ward away evil spirits and prevent them from harming the wielder. Sick. Yes, in one way or another. What? Nothing. Well, thanks for the info. I don't think I figured out how to stay in shape from these elves, so I guess I will try to meet with them directly and ask them. Didn't you say you have no money and need to work soon? Finding an elf that's good at hiding could take years, you know? Dang it, you're right. Well, off to work now, I guess. Alright, take care. Damn, wonder if I can fight like this. What's over there? Oh, hey, hello.
Hi, Bozo. How'd you find me here? You're with the Ops, don't you?
Ops? Which Ops? I don't know any Ops.
The East Earl eating elf gang. Those bastards are only about enjoying wealth, eating food, and eluding from human.
What's wrong with that?
Everything, rah. They are embarrassment for the elf.
Aren't you also an elf?
Don't lump me in with them fools like Jaws. I couldn't care less if your human can find me. In fact, I welcome anyone to fight me, if they are strong enough, that is. No one ever did.
Oh, that's cool. What were you doing back there, though?
Avoiding people. For strength training. I hate having weak people around and drag my pace down, crap.
What were you training for, by the way?
For them Ops, obviously, Stinky. They want to go into hiding. I'll give them a good hiding.
You want elf to hide less?
Yeah, people of all races should mingle more. I'm bored that no one ever talked to me. Emotional health is just as important as physical health, you know?
You care about people more than I expected.
You calling me soft? Looking down on me, sucker? Bold of you to be that fat and weak and still calling me soft.
You seem to be plenty strong, though. If I train with you, can I be as strong?
You? Training with me? Ha! You are 4 years too early to handle my training regime.
Only 4 years?
Shut it. Now drop and give me 100 push-up.
Wait, we're starting now? I haven't prepared at all.
If you don't start now, we'll never be able to train together in 4 years, numbnut. 100 push-up, now!
Yes, ma'am.
No, calling me Anaki. Now 100 sit-ups.
Yes, big sis.
Finally, I talked to someone for this long without scaring them away. You'll be my first underling. Now 100 squats.
Uh-oh, this is not good.
We should have our own gang. We'll call ourselves the 100th Healthy Huldra Gang. Our goal is to be healthy in both body and soul. It's going to be great, Kra. Now 100 kilometers run. After that, only eat what you can hunt for a week. No more of that delivered food.
No!